Sheikh, is sujood tilawat considered a prayer?
Is sujood a tilawah considered a prayer? From one aspect, yes, based off of what we just read, that there are conditions for it. And from another aspect, we say what? No, it isn't a specific prayer. And that's why the scholars differ on certain conditions. Do you have to make takbir for it? Do you have to face the qibla? Do you have to have wudu? And it goes into another issue. Can you recite the Quran without wudu? Can you touch the mushaf without wudu? Can you recite the Quran from heart, etc.? So it is and it isn't. It is, but it what? It isn't. And Allah knows best.
Next question. MR from Surrey, UK. What is the best method of studying? How should we learn what you teach in the lessons and remember, retain this knowledge? Should we make detailed notes and so on?
With regards to studying from these classes that we give and the information that we provide, walillah alhamd, what's the best way? Should we take detailed notes, etc.? We've spoken this many times. Many people have asked this question. I think last week or the week before we talked about taking notes. What's important is, a general piece of advice is don't worry about retaining. Don't worry about retaining. Just worry about studying. Make your sincere intention for Allah. Focus, give it your all, and that's it. Whatever stays with you, alhamdulillah. Whatever doesn't, alhamdulillah. Just do your job. That's it. All right? Aim for the target. If you hit the bullseye, then that's a blessing. If you don't, you've done all that is in your human power to do. And oftentimes, focusing and thinking on retaining it and this and that, it clouds your mind. And it hinders you from actually excelling. Thinking where you should be. What I should know. What I should be doing. Or looking at other people. This is a bit unorthodox, I know. But it's part of the HD, what? Empty your cup philosophy. Don't think about yourself and worrying about doing this. Just do it. Bismillah. Put your trust in Allah. Seek Allah's help. Always ask Allah for sincerity and give it your all. Whatever happens is not what? After that is not in your hands. It's not what? It's not in your hands. Very important concept of emptying the cup. As far as actually taking notes, then we said, and that depends on you. Are you a very analytical, meticulous type of person? Or are you just somebody who just wants the meat and the potatoes on the plate, the main stuff, the big stuff, the most important stuff? And the details you can get later, you can go back, etc. A lot of studying has to do with one's personality. Very important to realize that. Not all of studying, there are things that are shared for everybody, but a lot of things in studying is only based off of what? Who you are as a person. So if you want to take the notes and you can take notes of everything, then do that. If not, then get the main stuff. How consistent are you going to be? You plan to watch every class? Join every live stream? You plan on following up, reading the hadiths when you're at home by yourself, memorizing, reviewing? Does your book look like this? Everybody understand this? Or is it even more beat up? Or is it sparkling brand new? Depends on what you want out of it. Nah? What's important is write down the main things, at least. The main ahkam rulings, at least. The main benefits, at least. And as we said before, perhaps a person can actually put together a handbook on usul, on fiqh. All the different things that we talk about in the principles, you can summarize them, write them down, compile them. You get with another brother, another sister, whatever, 5 people get together and compile. There's all types of stuff with that hamd in these classes. So that depends on you, huh? What's important is make review and the general concept of studying that we've explained in many, many other lectures and classes and books as well. And Allah knows best. May Allah bless you and give you success.
Next question. H.A. from Arlington, Virginia. What is your advice on being along with a sister at the MSA Musalla?
My advice on being alone with a sister at the MSA Musalla, huh? At the end of the day, the college, university, or the uni, and the MSA, many things therein are very problematic to the deen of a Muslim. Very problematic. All right? And there are many challenges that a person has to face. Whether it's issues of free mixing between sexes, lowering the gaze, all right, flirting, shaking a woman's hand, studying doubts about Islam, hearing doubts about Islam, being under the protection, under the rule, under the care of the kuffar, and the list goes on. Many, many, many problems. Interest, usury, student loans, being connected to the dunya, having weak trust in Allah, and thinking that the degree is the thing that feeds you. Many, many problems like this that the Muslims have to face in 2018 in general, in Western countries more, even though there are problems in the East, in the Middle East as well, but we're talking about the West, let alone in the college. And that's unfortunate. But alhamdulillah, through Allah's mercy and by Allah's mercy, with Allah's mercy, there are many people that Allah has allowed to come and to teach the Muslims that go to the college and the university. And to give them admonishment, remind them, whether they're scholars or students or people that are enrolled in the schools, things online. There are many, many people, and we can't just reject these efforts. A lot of effort has been placed on Muslims in the MSA. Walillahi hamd. I myself have been to countless MSAs in different parts of America or Canada or other countries as well, been to colleges and things like this. So it's always some type of outlet if you want it. And most of these issues, I believe, have been spoken on. My advice now is, it depends on what type of musalla it is. A big musalla, or in most cases a small room. Is it open? Are there cameras there? Are you minding your business, separated from the sister? You're reading the Quran, she comes in and she prays, and then she goes out. You can't control that. Every time a sister comes into the MSA musalla, you have to get up and get out and leave. Is that the deen? Is that the sunnah? I'm minding my business, reading the Quran. And she comes in, she prays, and she leaves. Or am I just hanging there and lingering there, loitering there, just hanging out? And she comes to hang out. And I ask, sister, do you have a napkin or a paper towel? And she smiles, and she hands me the paper towel. And you see her forearm and her bracelet, and then she touches, subhanAllah, alhamdulillah. I have a physics class next period. Could you help me out? I'm studying to be a nurse, etc. This, and that. That's a different story. And when you start talking and flirting and becoming comfortable, and they say, that's a different what? It's a different story. So there's detail. What's important is anytime you're doubtful, do without. Within doubt, do without. Leave it alone. Go away. But that doesn't mean that that's the rule. And that if I'm in a part of the room and she's in another part of the room, that I'm now khalwa, where it's secluded. When the door is wide open, people coming in, going out, cameras, I'm not bothering her. I'm trying to get closer to my Lord in the musalla, away from the women, away from the music, away from this person and that person. So it depends on why you're there, why she's there, how far, how close, it depends. And Allah knows best.
Assalamu alaikum. AJ, initials AJ from Bowie, Maryland. Sheikh Mufti, what advice can you give to a brother who only comes near his wives when he needs to get intimate with them, and afterwards he discards them as if they don't even exist?
Advice I would give to him is the advice I have to give to myself is to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The question is, what advice do you give to a brother come from Maryland, you said? Who only goes to his wife when he wants sex. And after he has sex with his wife or wives, he discards them and treats them as if they don't exist. What advice do you give to this brother? I have to give the advice I have to give to myself and to all of you is to ittaqillah. Ittaqillah. Fear Allah. وَعَاشِرُهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. Allah says, treat them kindly. And if you dislike them, perhaps you may dislike a thing in which there's an abundant amount of good that Allah will bring about. Treat them kindly. So how would you like to be treated? What if the roles were reversed? Your wife only comes to you when she has sexual desire. Something that you need, something that you want to talk with her, you want her to do this, you want to look after the house? No. I only come to you when I want sexual intercourse. The moment the wife, she says, I reach my climax, I'm done, I'm out of the bed, peace, go. Don't touch me, leave me alone, don't talk to me. Would you like that? Would you be pleased with that? Maybe some brothers may say, yeah, I don't care. Fight it. But I don't think the average brother would what? Will be too fond of that. So the Prophet said to me, gives us universal instructions. لا يحب, he says what? لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. Love for your brother, what you love for yourself, is the way of being a believer. This one hadith is so universal. If we would just stop and think about it and implement it, wallahi, the world today, not the Muslims, the world today will be a much better place. Would I like someone to do that to me? Cut them off in traffic, sleep with someone's sister or wife, steal somebody's money, call somebody a bad name, treat them away because of what they look like or where they come from? Critical reflection is the most important thing for the human being. Critical reflection. Dad, what if that was me on the opposite side of that? Violence and brutality and inhumane treatment. So you got to think about that. You got to have some type of conscience. All right? So that's the best advice I can give to the brothers. To fear Allah, first and foremost. The Quran tells us to treat women kindly and honorably. And to put yourself in that role or in those shoes. How would you feel if your wife treated you like a sex object? Like I said, some brothers in 2018, they may what? They may say, fine, I don't want her to talk to me. But that's only what? On the what? On the surface. There's going to be a time in which you're going to need or want something. Trust me. So that's the best advice I can give to him. And Allah knows best. Also, last but not least, we give advice to the sister as well. Maybe it's something that you're doing that makes him treat you like that. Maybe it's something that you're not doing. Maybe it's something that you did to him in the past. Some type of grudge. Some type of beef. Some type of hurt feelings. Allahu Alam. Everybody understand this? So marriage takes a great deal of patience. And marriage takes a great deal of jihad. And it takes a great deal of humility. Humble yourself and get rid of your ego. And try your best to please your spouse. And give your spouse the rights that he or she deserves over you. And Allah knows best. Huh? Photo.
HA from Arlington, Virginia. Back home, I'd like to go to the mosque for Isha and Fajr, but my parents don't like it because they're afraid something might happen to me. The masjid is a 10-minute walk. What should I do?
Question regarding coming from Arlington, Texas. Back home, I want to go to the masjid for Salat al-Fajr, but my parents don't like it. The masjid is 10 minutes away. What should I do? I would say it depends on how old you are. That's first and foremost. How old are you? And it depends on what type of person you are. Are you responsible? Do you have the ability to defend yourself? You don't have to be a first-class boxer or whatever, MMA specialist, but do you have the basic ability to defend yourself if something happens to you? Are you responsible? Do you have a phone? Is your phone always dead? What type of neighborhood do you live in? Is it safe? Is it dangerous? Is it rural? Is it urban, suburban? Also, the concept of what type of conditions there are going to the masjid. Pitch black, dark. Is it dangerous or not? And also, most importantly, what type of people your parents are. Are your parents good Muslims that love Allah and His Messenger? Not perfect, but just good people, good Muslims. And they're afraid for you to be harmed and to be bothered. Or are they afraid of you having a good, strong passion for the religion and a fervor for the religion and a religious devotion and commitment for the religion, like many parents are? They're afraid when their kids, when my daughter wears a hijab, they're afraid. She's an extremist now. She's a part of ISIS. She's a terrorist. She's a Wahhabi. She's going to say everything's haram. She's going to point the finger at us. She's going to embarrass us. She's going to make us look like sinners. Everybody clear on this? Or just afraid that someone's going to, bother her because she's wearing a robe. They're going to bother my son if he has a beard. He can't get a job like that. No one's going to marry him. All of the women in the family, his cousins, they are not going to marry a bearded man. And they really love Allah and His Messenger, but they're just afraid. Or they're people who, hate the deen. And hate the practice of the deen. Whatever the case, whether they're Muslim or not. Can a Muslim hate the religion of Islam? I don't think so. But everybody understand the point I'm trying to get to. A totally secular Muslim that makes fun of religious people, makes fun of people that have their pants above their ankles. It depends. If you have a caring parent that's a good Muslim, you explain to them, Ummi, it's safe outside. Look, Ummi, I'm okay. I'll be all right. Allah is my protector. You think something's going to happen to me and I'm going to the masjid for Salat al-Fajr? Why can that? As far as if someone who's secular, who doesn't care about the deen, and you are of age, and it isn't extremely dangerous outside, then go and don't listen to them. Don't obey them. Don't listen. Don't even lend your ear to what they're saying. Because if it was a job that I was going to at 5 a.m. or 4:30 a.m., getting on 3 trains just to get to a city where they care, Abdul Qawi, and that was bringing back all types of money or this major degree, would they care? So that's what I would say regarding this issue. And this is very important. Other issues as well, pertaining to children that try to practice, parents that don't necessarily practice, or don't have the necessary amount of knowledge, or the fiqh, or the sunnah, or the correct aqidah. It's a very big problem, wedged between the generation, the second generation, and the parents. May Allah Azza wa Jal bless the parents and the children, and give them all fiqh of the religion, and firmness upon their religion, until they meet Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah knows best.